If you've got a product idea, maybe even some sales, and you want to make real money in e-commerce, but you don't know what's actually going to get you to the next level, well then this video is for you. People make business so complicated when in reality, there's only 3 things you actually need to succeed. My name's Joel and I built an e-commerce fashion brand to become an ASOS.com partner brand in my 20s. And I've since worked as a growth advisor for over 100 other businesses, some of which you will have heard of by now. Which means that I've actually seen what separates the winners from the people who end up stuck. Successful founders only concentrate on what matters and they ignore all the other distractions. So let's look at the exact 3 things that you're going to need to have that business and that life that you want. Step 1, finding a customer. Most people make the same mistake. They go looking for products, then they try and find people to sell it to. So their first 6 months to a year in business looks like this. They find a product, they launch a store, and then they start posting on social media. And then they spiral when it doesn't work out. Well, for the winners out there, customers come first, because without customers, you don't have a business. Before you touch Shopify or spend any money on inventory, you need evidence that people actually want to buy something and you know how to reach them. So your first job is to define a target audience and build a perfect customer avatar. It doesn't need to be completely accurate on day one because they never are. And because people ask me this all the time, the point of this perfect customer avatar isn't to stop anyone buying your product. But instead, we need to understand that we have a very limited amount of money and time, and we need to make as many sales as possible. Everything you do will be more effective when you tailor it to a specific customer avatar. These people will be the most likely to resonate with your ads, connect with your copy, and eventually end up buying your product. So here's a perfect customer avatar sheet. There's a link in the description to get your own. For the best results in this, pick a group of people that you already understand and resonate with somehow. A lot of founders pick themselves as their perfect customer, and it's not always wrong, as long as you understand that humans are extremely complex. And just because it's perfect for you doesn't always mean that it's going to be perfect for enough people to get the money that you need to succeed. So once you know who to sell to, it's time to start speaking to them. Let's say that you've chosen gym bros in the 16 to 25 age category. You need to find out if there's any glaring problems that they currently need solving, what they spend their money on, how much money they've got, where they spend their time digitally and physically. Just really get to know them before we move on to step 2. Find a channel. And still we are focusing on your target customer to find the one channel that we can connect with them on that ticks 2 major boxes. Firstly, your customer needs to spend a lot of time on this channel. And it's even better if they use this channel to try and fix the problems you found out they were having. And secondly, your own personal skill set leans into winning on this channel. Have you ever seen those really big companies who try to go viral by making these cringy TikToks, or if you're an adult like me, Reels 2 weeks later? That's a classic example of companies choosing the right channel for their customers, but not having the skills to actually win in that format. So if you're a creative writer or a videographer, or you're just good with people, find the channel that lets you do that thing, as long as your customer is there as well. At this point, I'm going to tackle a very common mistake. Most people think that marketing or finding a source of customers means you need to be everywhere at once. I personally can't think of a bigger waste of time than you trying to keep up with 7 marketing channels. Marketing is fucking hard nowadays. And the only way to win is to be truly exceptional at something and stand out above the competition, which you simply won't be able to do as a solo founder without a team unless you put all of your focus into that one skill. And before you say it, yes, there's a risk this channel might disappear overnight. So I'm not saying this is a long-term play. Just to get your business to 10, 50, 100K per month, one channel is absolutely fine, and you can start to hire out and diversify once you get to that stage. If you want some help picking the right marketing channel for your context, you can watch this video here. Now, I would say that finding a cheap source of customers is the hardest part of this whole journey. Believe me, I've been in marketing for 10 years. So I just want to readjust your expectations. This is a really hard task. If you succeed at step 2, the rest is relatively easy. This is where the battle is won or lost. Okay, step 3, find a product. Now, and only now, have you earned the right to go looking for your product. And to be honest, this should be easy because you know your customers, you know what they're struggling with. You should have run enough marketing tests to know what words they prefer and what they're likely to click on. So all you need to do is put yourself in their shoes and think. If I was a 19-year-old aspiring bodybuilder from a major UK city looking for workout tips so I can stop being so small and people might actually respect me, I go and start scrolling on Reddit, reading workout programs from men who haven't been in shape since the 80s. What product would I want to see that actually solves my problems? That's what you build. And this step can be scary because building a product usually takes time and money. So to avoid as much risk as possible, we start with an MVP. I'm sure you've heard of minimum viable products by now, but if you haven't, you can dive further into them here. Essentially, we need to create the lowest risk form of our product to prove that people will actually give us their money when we launch the end result. So in that example I just gave, an advert on Reddit for your potential product, leading to a landing product page with a pre-order function is the perfect MVP. Then you only order your first batch of products when you hit a certain number of pre-orders or when a certain percentage of people who land on that page sign up and give you their details. Now, you won't always get your product right first time, but building MVPs is the only thing you can do that allows you to fail and try again without risking too much. Then, when you get that perfect formula, you suddenly make a lot of money. So your steps look like this. Find one target customer, find one channel to connect with them on, find a product that solves their problem. But the next step is something that nobody expects. To go from 100 sales a month to 1,000 or 10,000 and beyond, those three important factors stay relatively the same. You don't always need to create a huge product line, you don't need to juggle loads of marketing channels, and you definitely don't want to be selling to too many target audiences. All you do need to do is perfect what's working using something called growth looping. Growth looping is the process of optimizing and scaling what's already working for you. And you can learn all about how to do that effectively here.